All right, we're still in lesson 7.5, and we are now using multiplication with matrices. This is a whole different ball game. The first thing that we need to observe is with matrices, you have to know the rows by columns. So if we look at this first matrix in A, notice there are 3 rows by 2 columns. And for B, this is a 2 by 2. So because A is a 3 by 2 and B is a 2 by 2, this middle number has to match. So because it matches 2 and 2, the outside number is going to be what it will end up being. So I know that when I multiply A times B, I'm going to end up with a 3 by 2. I like to show that. So I know that I have 3 rows by 2 columns. So here is what we do to multiply matrices. When I multiply matrices, I kind of say we multiply and add in our heads. So we're going to take this, let me try this again. We're going to take this row by this column multiplying. So I'm going to take negative 1 times positive 1. And I'm going to write that out here. And then I'm going to add that to 4 times 0. Now most of you guys could do that right in your head. But it's always good to write it out if you're a little iffy at first. So notice for row 1, column 1, I use row 1 and column 1. So guess what? For row 1, column 2, right here, I'm going to use row 1 and column 2. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to multiply. I'll do it in purple so you can see, and then I'll erase everything. Negative 1 times negative 2, and sometimes you just say, oh, that's 2, and add it to 4 and 7, which is 28. And we'll deal with that at the end. I'm going to erase everything so we can do it again. So remember, for row 2, column 1, I'm going to use row 2, column 1, and I'm going to multiply. 2 and 1 is 2. And I add that to 0, and 0 is 0. I love zeros. When we have zeros, it is wonderful. For row 2, column 2, I'm going to use row 2, column 2. So notice the first one is all rows. The second one is all columns. And let's go ahead and do that. I have 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4, and 0 times 7, yay, another 0. Is 0. And I'm going to erase again. I know you don't have this erasing capability when you're working on it, but you can, I'll show you a way that I point and do it. It makes it a little easier. And now I'm going to go ahead and do row 3, column 1. So I'm going to multiply 1 and 1 is 1. Have that 0, 2 times 0 is 0. And then I'm going to do row 3, column 2. And I have 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 2 times 7 is 14. So when I find the answer for this, I'm going to write it right next to it. I add everything together. So this one I didn't show as negative 1 plus 0. That's going to be a negative 1. 2 and 28 is 30. 2 and 0, I have negative 4 and 0. I have 1 and 0. And negative 2 and 14 gives me a 12. So my answer is just like this. Negative 130, 2, negative 4, 1 and 12. So, great job learning how to multiply matrices. We're going to do some more, but I'll probably do it in another video.